Well, it's Valentine's season, and what better way to celebrate than to go off about the Muppets? Yep, the Muppets. I think it's the best tie-in to the season of love, as they say.
The Muppet movie. It's much more realistic and
romantic, okay?
The Muppets was never a show or series that I was that deep into. I never was obsessing over it. It wasn't necessarily me detaching or hating it. It was just more like I had some knowledge. I dabbled here and there. There were some clips I watched, and that's nothing against the Muppets. Never anything against the Muppets. It just was never something I got that into. So it kind of started out with the Muppets 2011 series, which was supposed to be a parody off of The Office. I was in excruciating pain from my wisdom tooth extraction, and the Muppets 2011 series was exactly what I needed at that time. So it was after that I went back and I started to watch a lot of the older media. I got into finally the other Muppet movie that my roommate had watched, and ironically I had quoted a lot of the songs in that movie. I just never watched the movie.
Ironic, isn't it?
But after I watched that movie, I finally got around to watching the new one with Sabrina Carpenter. And I also got to watch one episode from the past series, and I think I'm probably going to continue along the Muppetverse. But I'm more so talking about the new special that just came out, which is still a pilot. It's still not technically approved as a new Muppet series. It is just a pilot, which I think is a crime, but hopefully it does well enough. I'm really crossing my fingers and all that we can have this, because I think there's a lot of potential here that people aren't really considering right now. From what I can gather so far, the new Muppet special really does do a lot to pay special homage to the original show and keep that kind of magic that it has while also updating to the modern times. And I think it actually did a really good job at that, because things have changed drastically and they're really adjusting to the times in the new setting that they're in. But I think at the same time it still carries a lot of the old cheesy nostalgic warmth, that goofiness that comes with it, the absurdity of everything and that energy, and like here and there some adult jokes that are just casually slipped in, which is a fun time for anyone, you know? It's even got that old school laugh track that was kind of just really nostalgic to the early 2000s Disney shows that I would watch, and as much as they're corny and cheesy, honestly, it kind of was like a warm feeling to watch again and hear again. So yeah, I just think it's fun. It's not one of those shows where you're gonna go in and be like, what's tragedy's gonna happen now? Who's gonna fall off a plane and get eaten by coyotes or whatever? You know, it's just kind of nice and refreshing in that sense. It's not trying to make itself serious. It's trying to be a silly, happy time for people. And I think especially right now, people need a little bit more happiness. So yeah. But anyway, talking into the show, like I said, it does try to really update to the new media, new things going on, and one example is the fact that they brought Sabrina Carpenter, who's one of the biggest stars around right now. And I think a lot of the jokes with her were really tasteful, they were really well thought out. Sabrina Carpenter was by far one of the best stars to get in the first episode, I think, especially with the fact that she is so familiar with the Muppets and she plays so well with them. She knows the role, she knows what she's doing. She's a big Miss Piggy fan, as she should be. I think all of the jokes and everything, the interactions were well written and put in a way where you watch it and you have a good time. Even if you're not that into Sabrina, I think you can still enjoy the episode regardless. And I think also the other thing is that a lot of the music and like little skits are just feel-good renditions of a lot of things that are popular in the nowadays. And again, like I said, it's so deranged and all over the place that you have a good time with it. Even the Sabrina Carpenter music video, I would watch this in a concert. I would watch this as a music video in itself. I'm about it. And then also, like, the Muppets have little skits, which I think are really fun and enjoyable, and they kind of vaguely reference a lot of popular media. I think there's a lot of potential of, like, different types of parodies and references to modern media, and having some fun with a lot of the characters and their absurdities, their silliness. And I kind of mentioned this already, but I do think the Muppets have a lot of potential for something new and exciting. I obviously am not on the team to know where they really want to take this, but I think, if I were to guess, that they would at least consider keeping up with the times in more senses than just one. I think now the entertainment industry has changed drastically, and the entertainment industry overlap with the Muppets in an interesting way, where they had a lot of the big stars come in, and at that time, a lot of them were just local, more like American based. But now we have international artists that are huge. We have internet celebrities, we have streamers, all of that stuff, where it's not totally impossible for there to be some fun overlap. I'm just spitballing things out here. I have no idea what they're gonna go with. I have no idea if it's even something they want to do, but I think it would be really cool if there was any possibility of them doing things with Cat's Eye, or BTS, or Bad Bunny, or internet creators like Markiplier, or Moist Critical, or who knows. I will say, I think Pepe would be so deeply in love with Bad Bunny, romantically, and other ways.
I just prefer Spanish, you know what?
Oh, ¿habla español?
Vamos a aprender esto aquí, un momento.
Let me tell you, you are sexy. Once you go prom, you can go wrong.
I think in this new age, Western media is definitely still popular, but there's kind of a lot of overlap in a lot of different areas and places. And who's to say? Who's to say the possibility? And even animation, maybe there's some possibility there. Maybe there would be some fun little crossovers. I don't know, but I think it would be really fun. I think also another thing about the Muppet Show that's a little refreshing is that they're not trying to be entirely serious. So there is a lot of goofy vibes with a lot of popular songs, and I am absolutely about them. I was absolutely about watching those rats basically have various types of seizures and jerking around and the stage blowing up in a goofy cartoonish fashion. That's a knee slapper right there for me. I'm all about it. Give me some sillies, give me some hearty hars. I like this move a lot. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I will say it's just a feel-good show. You don't have to worry or stress too much about it. There's not that much at risk here. I think it's a feel-good time with some chaos, sincere jokes, characters that have some refreshing dynamics between them, and just a silly, goofy time. And plus, you get to see Miss Piggy freak out every single time. I think Miss Piggy's hilarious.
Who cares? The ball's gonna drop! The ball's gonna drop!
So where else are you going to get that? But hope that the Muppet Show gets greenlit, and that's all that I can really say. Happy Valentine's Day if I manage to upload this in time for Valentine's, but if not, happy Valentine's season. If not, just happy February. Yeah.